And we're back, courtesy of Restream, fucking up as usual, dog. Listen, man, I'm gonna do terrible because these guys could be sponsors in the future, but fuck it, I don't give a fuck. Evu Mux, fuck you. Restream, fuck you. I guess we're
My
back on
dog, my
stream.
dog just my dog just pulling out the Beretta right
Dude,
now, man.
I just nuked every potential chance that we've ever had for sponsors, Rod. I'm not gonna lie to you, dog. Yeah, I killed any chance I was having sponsors, bro. But StreamYard, man, I don't know why I left you, man. You just work. You just work, dog. You
Available.
work. You're
Availability is the
available.
best ability. Yeah. I mean,
The best ability is availability, and you work.
hmm
But back to what we were saying on um, not to lose track, but to get back to what we're saying, we're trying to recap a couple of games from week 10, dog. It was actually a good, decent amount of games. You had games that went down to the wire, like the Washington Redskins and the Seahawks.
Who,
Uh,
by the way, I do want to mention Herbie, and this is one of those instances where it's just like I like every season, since the past few years, Herbie, I always find players that I just watch, like not like maybe every week, but I watch them more than most other players outside of my team. I like watching Sam Howell on tape, Herbie. I don't know what he's gonna be, but he's a good quarterback.
absolutely,
He's a good
absolutely.
quarterback.
He's a good quarterback can't that cannot that can't help himself, dog. Like
Oh,
once he gets,
he's a sack eater, bro. Oh,
what did you say? He's a sack sponge, bro?
he's a sack eater, bro. That boy's like he's like the Cookie Monster for sacks, bro. Come get me here, dog.
And that's the
Sack eater.
thing, though, because at some point, dog, like you got to grow out of it, right? Like either
Yeah.
you can or you can't. Like everybody thought that Jameis Winston was going to be able to grow out of those picks, and then he threw 30 in the season, bro. Something we've never seen in our lifetime. Like we just assume that these people are going to grow out of it, and
Right.
I don't know. Like I was watching the Titans and who the Titans played. Who they played?
The Bucks, I think.
Titans and Bucks. I was watching Titans and Bucks, and it was apparent with Will Levis. This dude has no internal clock whatsoever.
None.
Like it's like
None.
he thinks that he has unlimited time to throw a football, dog. Like he didn't. There was times where the pocket was collapsing, and you would have thought he was playing 11 on 11 flag football, dog.
Oh,
Like
bro, he was Tannehill 2.0 in that regard. He was Tannehill 2.0, man, just a statue in the pocket. Like, dude, you gotta get that shit out your hands.
at least with Ryan Tannehill just lacked awareness, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And then he lacked pocket mobility. Like
He was just a bad pocket quarterback.
he was a
period.
bad pocket quarterback. Like even when he did feel the pressure, he would run into pressure instead of avoiding pressure. Right? Like that's a
Right.
talent and that's a skill, bro. That's to me. We all get caught up in Patrick Mahomes' arm and we get caught up in his throws and all of that. Patrick Mahomes' true superpower is his ability to not get sacked. It is maddening. I would be the most pissed off defensive lineman in the world if I had to sack Patrick Mahomes.
Frustrating.
Because he Kermit's the frog his way out of everything. Like
Yep.
it's not even like Lamar Jackson where you're like, okay, he's just a better athlete than me, dog.
Right.
When Patrick Mahomes avoids the rush, it looks like a kid out there, bro, running from his big brother, dog. Like
Backyard football, bro. He's
but
playing
it's
backyard
so
football.
effective, right?
Yeah.
It is his true superpower. To avoid sacks, to not let pressure become sacks.
Right.
I watched Will Levis look like there was no pass rush, even though these people were coming down. Some people call that poise. I call that a guy that's blind, bro, to what's going on around him.
That
Dog.
boy's playing
He
practice
has
out there.
blinders on. He truly has blinders on when he locks onto his receiver, bro. Go on.
No, I was saying that boy looked like he was in practice. Like he was playing practice football out there. Like, oh man, these niggas they're not gonna tackle me. I got the red shirt on. I'm good. Nah, I will. You're not good. That red shirt means they're the Bucks. Just you know what I'm saying? Like, relax, bro. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, these young
man.
quarterbacks, man.
It was another observation I have, bro. How do they keep doing it, dog? Bill Simmons said it best, bro. He called them the Michael Myers Steelers, bro. Like they just keep coming, bro. Like they just keep coming.
Bro,
They are 6-3, Rod. Can you believe that?
dude.
Think about this. Think about this, Rod. Think about this.
Bro,
You and the Pittsburgh Steelers have the
have the
same record, dog.
Yeah,
That is impossible, dog.
bro. They have the same record as a lot of like the Pittsburgh Steelers. First of all, Mike Tomlin deserves all the credit in the freaking world.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
for you, and I know Steelers fans, y'all not gonna like to hear this, man, but y'all sometimes, you need to hear outside perspectives from your fan base, right? I don't know, man. Maybe it's too early to count the hatch on Kenny Pickett, but I throw my towel on him, dog. I just don't know if Kenny Pickett will ever be. He could be a decent quarterback, but I don't know if he'll ever be the guy.
Bro, to say Kenny Pickett could be a decent quarterback is offensive to decent quarterbacks, dog. I'm sorry, bro.
I'm giving him the best. I'm giving him the best benefit.
I
of the
know
doubt
what you're saying.
could.
I know that you're saying his ceiling is to be decent. I just don't see it, bro. His ceiling is to be somebody that makes you want to pull your fucking hair out, dog. That's what his ceiling is, bro. Like, it's incredible. Like, it's truly incredible how they are 6-3. I don't think they have led. I think they have one of the worst point differentials, which doesn't even make sense. I don't think they've really led at any majority of the game.
Herbie, I think they've been outgained in I think they've
been outgained in every single game they played.
And they're 6-3.
They've been outgained.
That's never happened in the NFL. Herbie, that's never happened in NFL history. Like that, number one, that tells you how great of a defensive mind that Mike Tomlin is. And obviously, the Steelers, though, there's two things they know how to do. They know how to craft great defense, and they know how to draft really good and develop really good receivers. And the receivers have been bailing out Kenny Pickett and Matt Canada, both who've been equally bad. It's both of them. Like, people want to blame the coordinator, someone to blame the quarterback. It's both, in my opinion. The scheme, bro, I've watched some of the film of Steelers tape. Herbie, I shit you not. There are some route combinations that look like, you remember that old Madden game, NFL head coach?
NFL head coach. I'll never forget it. Yeah.
Bro, Matt Canada makes routes like he's playing that game for the first time. Like, if it's not some shit he stole from somebody else's playbook, if it's the shit he thinks of, it's just like, but why would you put this combination around? Like people have to understand, football is such an intricate sport that, yeah, like, we see the flash, we see guys make catches and shit like that. But when you get down to the nitty gritty, even just something as simple as how a play is designed can increase or decrease the chances of all the players on the field. So at the end of the day, that's one of the things I love about Mike McDaniel, Herbie, is that Mike McDaniel gives all of our players the best chance to succeed. His play calling can get too cute at times, and that hurts us. But in terms of the design, oh, dude, his designs make sense. It's clever. Like, every route has something. Like, there's a reason why this route is doing something. Like, you can see how it all connects together. With Matt Canada, sometimes you see concepts and go, well, what was that going to work against? You know what I'm saying? Like, wait, both of these receivers ended up here, and then you have not even somebody taking the top off. Like, sometimes it's just the Steelers play messy offensive football, and it doesn't matter because they have a coach who's great with time management. They do just enough on offense because their defense is so good. TJ Watt is a defensive player of the year candidate.
Again.
You know what I'm saying? Again.
So,
and he's been healthy, which has been a big, like, he's that team's MVP. Hands down. So it's incredible what they're doing, Herbie. Real talk.
It's incredible what they're doing. Like, listen, bro. Mike Tomlin's stocks are going through the roof. Bill Belichick's stocks are going to hell, bro.
Hey, I can't go to the Patriot party. Fuck y'all. You know how long we've been waiting for this shit, Herbie? Fuck the Patriots, man.
I'm so pissed.
I ain't got no tears for these niggas, dog.
Bro, I'm so fucking pissed. This is not making the fucking YouTube, bro. This is only gonna be on fucking Facebook, dog. God damn you, Restream, bro, motherfuckers, dog. The world needs to see that, bro. But yeah, man. Let's go ahead and talk about these Patriots for a second, man. Before we get to you. Matter of fact, you know what? And what here, bro? So talk to me about the Patriots, bro. As a Patriot hater, bro. How are you just absorbing this season, Rod? Like,
well, you know what, Herbie? At the end of the day, I enjoy it because the Patriots were top dog for so long. To see them at the bottom of the division, as a Dolphin fan, like, it's a little bittersweet. I don't take too much stock into it because ultimately, Herbie, the reality of the situation, not to take the fun out of it for myself, but those niggas got to live through the greatest dynastic run in football history, maybe one of the greatest dynastic runs in the history of all sports. So they're still fresh off the heels of that. And we haven't done anything yet. The Dolphins haven't done literally anything since 1973. So I can take joy in the fact that we're on the upswing and they're on the downswing. Like after they get rid of Belichick, where do they go? I'm hoping, Herbie, that they don't finish too badly. I want the Patriots to rack up a couple wins. Like we swept them, we got them. We're done with those bozos. You know what I'm saying? But I'm hoping that they can actually get, they can steal a couple wins so they don't get an actual decent quarterback. Because I want Patriots fans to feel what we felt for all these years, dog. To have a mediocre quarterback, which puts you in what I call quarterback purgatory. We were in quarterback purgatory for a long time, Herbie, for a very long time. And I want the Patriots to feel that pain because as long as you're in QB purgatory, Herbie, you could have the best team in the world. You might have one good year here and there. The Dolphins have had one good year here and there every 5 or 6 years. But without a consistently good quarterback, you're going to be stuck in the situation there. And I don't want to even put it all on Mac, Herbie. What I love the most about this disgusting masterclass of trash, Herbie, is the fact that Bill Belichick's choices have now come back to haunt him. Spoiler alert, he wins an award for me, Herbie. You'll find out. Everybody who's watching this is going to find out the award he wins for me. But his bad drafting, his bad choices as a GM have now come to fruition. He doesn't have a Tom Brady to fall back on, a Tom Brady to be the ultimate fucking superhuman Band-Aid. And now we get to see Bill Belichick for what he really is and what he always was, Herbie, an average coach. Mm-hmm. He's a great defensive mind, one of the greatest defensive minds in football. But as a coach, as a head coach, he's average. And that's all we're seeing.
Do you know what's funny? That without Tom Brady, and I heard this on the Dan Le Batard show, he has a worse winning percentage than your boy Joe Philbin, dog. Can you believe that, bro? Can you believe that, bro?
Joe Philbin is on the Mount Rushmore of mediocrity, Herbie.
Bro,
imagine that.
Going back to when he was the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, right? And to now, he has only been successful when he's had Tom Brady. Yes, he had one offshoot year
with Matt Castle.
11-5 with Matt Castle, right? But like I always bring up, Matt Castle went 11-5
with the Chiefs, yeah.
Yeah, Andy Reid went 11-5 with Matt Castle too, man. Like they kind of puts a fucking a needle in that balloon, bro. Pop that balloon, dog. Take the air out of that victory lap. Like, and now we're at the point where it's been so bad, and you could tell that Bill is who he is, and he's been butting heads with Robert Kraft for a long time, going back to when he wanted to get rid of Tom Brady, and Robert Kraft was like, "No, you're not getting rid of my fucking son. Are you stupid, nigga? What for fucking Jimmy? For Jimmy Garoppolo?
Oh God!"
And it's now we're coming that to a head, and now you have this right here, bro. Fire Bill Belichick trends after latest New England Patriots loss, dog. Like, the spoiled entitlement of these people, bro. Like, say what you want, bro. This guy gave you 6 rings. He was a part of 6 championships, 6 parades.
Integral part, of course. Yeah. Integral
6 opportunities to say that you were the best in the world, dog. And this is how y'all want him to go out. And again, this is how it always goes out, bro. This is how it always goes. This is how it went for Tom Landry. This is how it was going to go for Bill Cowher if he wasn't smart enough to get out of first. This is how it went for Bill Parcells. Like, nobody is above this, dog.
No coach rides off in the sunset. Yeah, you didn't go right off into the sunset.
Bill Belichick, bro. Nobody's above this. It's either you get out way before, you get out a year early, or you get out a year too late, dog.
That's it.
Or they push you out. Or they push you out.
Right.
So it's gonna be interesting, man, just to see what they do with this, dog. But let's go ahead and get I'm trying to think what we should do to miss. Yeah, thoughts from the red zone. All right, let's go ahead and get the thoughts from the red zone, man. So, Rob, what are your thoughts from the red zone for Week 10, dog? So we could go ahead and close that chapter.
I mean, if I'm being real with you, we kind of like covered like a majority of my thoughts from red zone, just like off the last stuff we were talking about. But one thought that we didn't get to from Red Zone that I have was I wanted to put out a public service announcement, an APB, an Amber Alert, whatever you're supposed to use when someone goes missing for the Atlanta Falcons skill players, because Desmond Ritter has these niggas, or Taylor
ain't Desmond
Heineke,
Ritter. It's not
Taylor
Taylor
Heineke.
Heineke, bro. It's one man, dog. It's public enemy number one in Atlanta, Georgia, dog.
Arthur
Arthur
Smith.
Smith is a menace. He is
Bro.
a menace. He is a menace.
This
bro.
nigga got them playing the Saw game like he Jigsaw right now, bro. He got them boys stranded. They ain't got no life, no nut. Like, bro, Herbie, you can't have talent like Kyle Pitts, Drake London, and Bijan Robinson, and you never see highlights from the team, bro. Like, what? Like, even if you're playing with the worst quarterback in the world, you should be able to make some. Like, a coach's job, Herbie, is to make life for his players easier. You're supposed to teach the game well, and you're supposed to come up with game plans, come up with things that get guys open. That you're supposed to, like, part of a coach's job is to scheme guys open. Like, for you to not be able to scheme open with the time that you have, a Drake London, a Kyle Pitts, a fucking, maybe these guys aren't as good as we think they are, but I know I've seen some of these guys make plays, and the talent is there. The talent's there.
Listen.
Bijan, you ain't doing nothing with Bijan, Herbie.
To your point, bro. To your point. This is Bijan Robinson's last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, bro. 13 carries, 5 receptions. 1 carry, no receptions.
Oh my God.
11 carries when he was averaging 5.6 yards an attempt, and the game wasn't a blowout, by the way. It was 28-23. So why is this man not getting the ball? Had 0 receiving yards, 0 receptions that game. 11 carries, again, 4.6 yards from the field, 2 receptions. 1 reception yesterday, and finally had 22 receptions for 95 yards and a touchdown, dog. This is criminal. This is criminal. This man has LaDainian Tomlinson 2.0, and he is keeping him caged for no other reason than he just wants to, dog. This man is a menace. We have to get this man off the streets. We have to, bro. I'm not saying that this needs to be done, but I'm not saying it needs to be done. If anybody has naked pictures with him and, people that he's not proud to be around, bro, if y'all want to just go ahead and just plant that on him, you feel me, throw a little weed, put a little booger sugar in his pocket, dog, and then call the cops on him, bro. I'm not saying somebody needs to do that, dog, but I am not opposed to it either, because people like him need to be in jail. The key needs to be thrown away, because this is nonsense. This is absolute nonsense what Arthur Smith is doing. Arthur Smith has a beef with good football players, dog, and I don't know why. He's the first coach in the history of the NFL who does not like people who are good at their jobs, bro, the football field, dog. It's not enough for Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith has to make Jonnu Smith score because that's impressive. That challenges him. If you can make people miss in space, if you can catch the ball over 3 or 4 people, Arthur Smith doesn't want anything to do with that, dog. That bothers him. That makes him want to vomit, bro. That's the bane of his existence. Hell no. Talent, athleticism, speed, justifying why you're a top 10 pick? Nah, Arthur Smith ain't on that at all, bro.
Dude, it's such a fucking shame, man. Like, my God.
No, it's legitimately weird, though. Like, all jokes aside, it's weird. Like, there are coaches who would salivate to have Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Drake London. He has all 3 at the same time on rookie contracts, dog. And this is what he's doing to him. It's weird, dog. Like, it's weird. If you want to say Kyle Pitts is overrated, and I've seen some film on Kyle Pitts where I'm just like, dude, I think my grandma could stick this nigga right now. Like I've seen some film, bro. Like, I've seen some film. I'm like, I've seen him have no bursts coming off the line. I've seen the film. But you're not gonna tell me that Bijan not that dude, and you're not gonna tell me that
Yeah.
Drake London is not really really talented, bro. I'm
Nah.
not going for that. I've seen too much out
Facts.
of both of those dudes individually for me to go
Facts.
for that, dog. So yeah, bro.
100.
Yeah, bro. All right, man. But you know what, man? You know what we here for, man. It's time
Oh,
for.
I got one
go
last
for it.
thought from
Go
Red
for
Zone.
it,
One
bro.
last.
Go ahead, bro.
The Chargers gonna Charger.
Every time. Every time. This is the most preordained thing in the history of football, bro. The Chargers are going to
Unbelievable.
find a way to lose by one possession, dog. It's incredible.
Unbelievable.
They have listen, bro, in their history, bro, they have 100 losses by one possession, bro.
That's unbelievable.
That's unbelievable. That's unfathomable, bro. Like you know me, bro. We've been very critical of Justin Herbert recently, dog. But at this point, dog, it has to be beyond him, bro. Like,
Yeah, of course.
it has to be beyond him. It was never a chance. The minute he signed the dotted line to be a part of that organization, dog, this was a part of his legacy, dog.
He's doomed.
It's preordained, bro. Like
He's
there's
doomed.
a manga, and you know me, I love opportunities to bring my passion for manga and my passion for sports together, right? And there's not going to be a joke. There's no punchline here, right? This is just me explaining the manga and what this manga represents and how it applies itself to the Los Angeles Chargers. So it's a manga called Billy Bat, right? And the whole premise of Billy Bat was that it is a manga about comic artists or comic book artists who find a way or have this meta freaking dimensional being called Billy Bat that finds a way to them, right? And it basically, like, he speaks to them through the comic. And they draw things that ultimately end up happening, right? So some of the biggest conspiracies that's ever happened, like the JFK assassination, right? One of the artists drew it and it happened. You feel me? Like fucking Hiroshima. One of the artists drew it and it happened. It's basically saying that none of this thing is by chance. It's all
fate.
It's all fate. You feel me? And it's preordained to happen. Even if you don't want it to happen, it's gonna happen, bro. And I say that to say this. Even if you are a Chargers fan and you don't want to lose by one possession and see it, as a fan, you're gonna see it. It's destined. It is fate. You can't fight it. That tsunami is going to take you with you. Like, you're gonna go. You're gonna drown. You're gonna be a part of this ride every single time.
Dude, it's brutal. It's because there's such a talented team that nobody cares about. Like, nobody can take them seriously.
Right.
And they have players on that team, Herbie.
Bro, do you know how disheartening it has to be to never play a home game, dog? To be on the road 17 times a year?
That's one of their biggest problems, Herbie. They have no home field at all. Their home field is a neutral site. You hear the other team's fan.
I would be livid if on fourth down we gave up the fourth down big play and the crowd is cheering. Why is the crowd cheering? Because everybody's Lions fans here, bro. Like, come on, dog.
It's unbelievable.
Come on, dog.
There's no love for the Chargers, bro.
Come on, man. It's crazy, dog. All right, man. So let's go ahead and get with our the worst midseason awards, man. So we have a couple of awards, bro. We have our awards for worst quarterback, worst coach, worst team to watch, and the worst GM, man. So the nominees for the worst quarterback are Mac Jones,
Disgusted,
Zach Wilson,
putrid,
Jimmy Garoppolo,
good God,
and outside looking in. It pains me to say this, man. He's young. It's not his fault. But goddamn, Bryce Young, dog, you got to get some of this, dog. Outside looking there, man. Goddamn, man. But who do you think should be the winner for worst quarterback of the midseason, my guy?
Well, Herbie, at a first glance, I wanted to go with one of my AFC East contemporaries. Of course, we have two of the worst quarterbacks in football. Beautiful. But when I looked at each one, I thought about Mac Jones, and as bad as Mac Jones has looked, I'm someone who likes to look at the whole picture no matter what. So he's not good, but goddamn, Herbie, the talent around him ain't helping, dog. Like he out of all the bad quarterbacks, he has the least to work with.
Hey, bro, you're right. You 100% right. But this man might have threw the worst pass I've ever seen in my life.
Oh no, that interception, Herbie, that interception was so bad he cried. That nigga had to cry after the game. Like if you watch that nigga, he was in tears because he was like, "Damn, I lost my mind." Herbie, I think Bill Belichick has successfully destroyed a young quarterback. That's neither here nor there. Zach Wilson, as bad as he's been, Herbie, he's actually made enough plays for me. He hasn't been as bad as I thought he would be. He's still bad. But Herbie,
it's so bad to like. He's so bad. But no, go on.
No. It's watching the Jets offense. Like the Jets defense is a joy to watch, and then their offense is just like nails on a chalkboard to watch. But if I have to tell you who I objectively think is the worst quarterback, it's a guy who's already been benched. Herbie, Jimmy G, through like the first 5 games he played, already has 8 picks.
That's incredible, man.
Like Herbie, I've never seen a guy get paid so much off of the 2 situations he was in. He was on the Patriots when they were still a dynastic team, and he's been on these recent 49er teams that have a great everything but fucking quarterback. So he's been in 2 of the best situations, and people still try to defend this nigga. Talking about he took the 49ers to the Super. He didn't take the 49ers anywhere. They were dragging this nigga's dead weight.
It's obvious because what quarterback goes to the Super Bowl not named Carson Wentz? And Carson Wentz, you can say, hey, bro, his body just broke down. Like, there's something easily identifiable to say, hey. As a matter of fact, because I can't even say Carson Wentz because he didn't take his team to the Super Bowl, dog.
Right.
If you take a team to the Super Bowl, especially now, that team does not get rid of you. Like we are in a quarterback epidemic. We are in a quarterback pandemic. We are in a quarterback scarcity era where if you show any sign of life at the quarterback position, they're going to give you a chance. Like the NFL just put out Tommy DeVito on a Sunday, bro. At the 4:00 window in prime time, dog. Like that tells you everything you need to know. And no fault to Tommy DeVito. He's a third string quarterback for a reason. Like if you get that far down the bench, bro, that's what it looks like. The difference between a starting good quarterback and a backup quarterback has never been further apart in the
exponential. It's exponential.
It is insane right now.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is insane right now. So yeah, bro. I'm with you with Jimmy. I'm with you with Jimmy G. Like,
dude,
Jimmy G he is the epitome of it. Literally, and I mean this literally. It literally pays to be the guy next to the guy that's next to the guy that's cool with the guy.
That's exactly who he is. That's exactly who he is, bro. He's more famous for porn star girlfriends than he is his play.
It's incredible, dog.
Like,
all right, man. Next award, man. Worst GM. This is all you. We don't even have the nominees, bro. Who is the winner? Who is being bestowed this prestigious award of the worst GM for the midseason, Rod?
Well, I'm going to tell you, Herbie, I already brought his name up already. His name is Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick is the worst GM. Yeah. I'm blaming him. I'm blaming him, dog. Like that Patriots team, and I brought it up with the Mac Jones points earlier. Herbie, I wanted. You know how bad of a GM you have to be for me not to rag the bad Patriots quarterback as the worst QB, the nigga who I really wanted to do the most, even more than Zach Wilson, but I couldn't because I looked at what's around him. I looked at the fact that his best wide receivers are Dolphins throwaways. Right? Devontae Parker, Mike can say, I won't even say that. DeMario Douglas is the one decent weapon he has. A guy who can get you 6 catches for 84 yards, and it's a great game for a Patriots offensive player. They have no skill position players. The offensive line is bad, and the quarterback is he's not a force multiplier. Mac Jones is someone who might look a lot better in a decent situation. His rookie year, he didn't look terrible. He looked like a guy who wouldn't be special.
He looked like a professional quarterback.
Yeah, he looked like a starter.
At the very minimum. Yeah.
He looked like a starting quarterback. But now he has a lack of talent around him. The coaching, I don't know how much better Bill O'Brien is than Matt Patricia. They seemed like they were better last year under a defensive coordinator. So when I look at just the talent disparity, like Patriots on defense will always be fine even without talent because Bill Belichick is a great defensive mind. They had 2 bad weeks, and then they went right back to holding teams to under 20 points. But when you look at the talent that they even have on defense, in fairness to them, they've had injuries, right? Judon got hurt. Gonzalez, who might have been a defensive player, defensive rookie of the year candidate, he got hurt. But when I look at the Patriots in totality, there's nothing about that team that scares me. They don't have a single player on the offensive side of the ball that you look at, Herbie, not even on the offensive line. They don't have a single guy that you look at and go, oh man, he's that dude. Not one. And that's on the GM. That's on Bill Belichick. And now that Tom Brady's not there to kind of to take all that. I mean, God, Herbie, you mentioned it yesterday when we were talking pre-show on our podcast yesterday. This man had Kevin Hogan look like a Hall of Fame receiver in the Super Bowl, dog. Like, at the end of the day, Herbie, what Bill Belichick has done with the talent, and it's just like, Herbie, like, it's not like the Patriots were paying niggas. Like, where did all that money go? What have y'all been doing with anything? And Bill Belichick's arrogance has allowed him to think that he could just, it's, his coaching and his systems are always going to work out. Nah, bruh. You need talent, Herbie. Without talent, you ain't doing jack shit in the NFL. That's just a fact. But you know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck wants to have to scheme up all their talent? That doesn't make sense. You need actual talent. And without that, like, at the end of the day, Herbie, without talent, you can never see what you could really have from your team. Like, you will never get the best of what you could possibly do. And I got to give it to him, Herbie. I think Bill Belichick objectively has been the worst GM in football.
Yeah, I want to expand upon that, right? Because I say this all the time, and because this conversation comes up repeatedly, but I love having this conversation because in a lot of fronts, Rod, it shows that, we see through the bullshit, like, collectively, and I'm not trying to, toot our own horn, but we've been lambasting Bill Belichick, the GM, for years. This is nothing new.
Yeah,
this ain't nothing new. We've had podcast episodes dedicated to his draft history, dedicated to his free agent signing, dedicated to his personnel selection, his personnel judgment, his judgment of what football players should be and what he expects out of people. Bill Belichick was afforded the ability to miss a lot. And because he was afforded that ability to miss a lot, because he had a force multiplier and a problem solver, and Tom Brady, arguably the greatest of all time, he never really developed the skill or never developed the awareness that he fucking sucks at being a GM, dog.
Yes.
It never
100%.
mattered.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
it never mattered.
Yep.
It never mattered until it mattered, right? You would
100.
think somebody who was not that good as a GM with the Cleveland Browns, he was good at building a staff. Like, This is a staff that had fucking Nick Saban as his defensive coordinator. Like, he had a hell of a staff in Cleveland, but he wasn't good at personnel. Wasn't good at personnel there. Was never really good at personnel with the Patriots, right? Like, yeah, he drafted Aaron Hernandez. Yeah, he drafted Rob Gronkowski. But if you really want to think about it, bro, how many elite in 20 years, as a matter of fact, more than that, going back to Drew Bledsoe, how many elite offensive players has this man had? You can count on one hand, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You can count on one hand. Might be 2 or 3, dog.
Right.
Like, in 20 years, man. And it never mattered. And now he built a personality trait in regards to him being a GM, which is to get people on a discount and I'll coach them up. I'll make them better. Yep. You couldn't make Rashay Caldwell better, dog. You couldn't make it work with Chad Ochocinco, dog. Like,
nope.
Your
benevolent coaching will not always save the day, Bill.
And it bled through. Like, I know why Brian Flores was an arrogant egomaniac. Now I know why Matt Patricia was an arrogant egomaniac. Now I know why Josh McDaniels twice was an arrogant egomaniac. Because that's what they're taught to be. Because Tom Brady allowed them to think that's who they were. Think they were better than who they were. Think they were greater than who they were, or greater than they actually are. And I love it. I love it. I love
Oh.
it. I love it. Because there's nobody to blame. There's nobody to point the fingers. When you put Devontae Parker as a starter in 2023, nigga, that's on you, nigga. You are bad at your job as a general manager. Mike Gesicki getting quality minutes as a starter. Not to say Mike Gesicki is a bum or anything like that, but he shouldn't be starting. He shouldn't be your number one. You shouldn't be relying on him in 2020.
A tight end who can't block. You still want to trot that out there? Just a glorified receiver?
That's not Travis Kelce. Like
no.
no. Come on.
There's a reason why the Dolphins were just like, you could go, man.
You drafted Kendrick Bourne. Oh, was it Kendrick Bourne that they drafted over AJ Brown?
No, I think it was the other guy. I think it was
it was the guy from Washington, dog.
Not was it Jacoby Myers? No, it's not Jacoby. It's why am I forgetting his name right now, Herbie?
Doesn't
it's
matter,
on the tip of my tongue. Yeah.
It doesn't matter, bro. In a draft where AJ Brown thought that he was going to the Patriots, and when he found out that he got passed over, he cried. You had the opportunity to draft AJ Brown, and you blew it because you suck.
And he drafted somebody who's probably not even seeing the field right now.
You had the opportunity to draft Nick Chubb. You needed a running back. You know who you drafted? You drafted Sony Michel because you suck. Because you suck. Think about it. If this guy was just a slightly better at being a GM, the people that fell into his lap, but he's so bad. He's so bad at judging. He's so bad at analysis. He's so bad at understanding. It's his way versus the best overall, the best talent. No, it's the people that he feel won't challenge him. That's why he's missed on so many people. He would rather have a lesser player that he can control versus a great player that might challenge him, dog.
Unbelievable, bro.
That's the only way that it makes sense. High character guys. You know what that means? You know what that stands for? People I can run over, bro. That's what the fuck that means, dog. People that won't challenge me. People that won't talk back to me.
Well, and to your point, Herbie, not to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
But the greatest example of this is Tom Brady. And I say that because Tom Brady came into the league. He was a 6th-round draft pick. So, Bill Belichick gave him his chance. So I'm sure for many years early in his career, he was the one who stood by Bill. He was all about the Patriot way. Tom Brady is the Patriot way. There was no Patriot way without Tom Brady.
You know what, though? Like, it is – I listened to it. I believed it. But I've had so many not me personally, but I have – watched interview after interview after interview after interview with former Patriot players who who say it unequivocally. Like, there's no hesitation. They say Tom Brady is the system. Darrelle Revis says that. Darrelle Revis, if you know Darrelle Revis don't dick ride nobody, bro. Like,
nobody.
Like,
nobody.
James Harrison said that. And we know James Harrison don't like nobody, dog.
Right.
James Harrison said without question, man, it's Tom Brady. Darrelle Revis, man, it's Tom Brady. Julian Edelman, man, it's Tom Brady.
Hell, Antonio Brown swore by this man. Antonio AB swore by this man, bro.
AB, CT, he have an ass allegedly, said it's Tom Brady. And now I know what they mean. They know it's him. They always knew it was him. Mm-hmm. They knew. You feel me? They respect Bill. They of course they respect Bill. He's a great teacher. He's a great teacher of football. Like, that's when I say Bill Belichick is the best coach of all time, I say that not because of his results, not because of the wins or the losses, but because he is legitimately the best teacher of football that the NFL has ever seen. I will never take that away from him.
Nope.
But the record stands for itself without Tom Brady because Tom Brady was the system. Tom Brady let this man put Kevin Hogan out there, dog. That's a joke, bro. And Tom Brady said, fuck it, whatever, dog. I'm him, bro.
I'm him.
I'm him,
505 yards, fuck it.
Oh, man, dog. All right, man. Next award, bro. There's so many nominees, bro. This award is the worst team to watch in 2023, bro. The nominees are the New York Jets, the Carolina Panthers, the aforementioned New England Patriots. But for me, the winner has to be the Pittsburgh Steelers, dog. Like, if I'm gonna watch a like the reason why they're the worst team to watch is because you have to watch the whole game because you have to see how they pull this bullshit out, how they win. Like, I could if I see Carolina Panthers, right, I'm not watching it. If I see Jets, I'm not watching it. I know it's bad. I know what the outcome is gonna be. But with the Pittsburgh Steelers, it is a train wreck. It's bad. It's watching paint dry, but you have to sit through it, dog, because they might find a way to win. And ultimately, that's the separator, dog. I don't have to watch those other teams, bro. But I might have to watch the Pittsburgh Steelers, dog. And that's why they are the worst team to watch, dog, because there's no escaping them, bro. I don't know, man. Who you feeling about that, Rod?
Well, I'll tell you what, Herbie. You had some pretty great nominees, but the team that actually came to mind for me just now because I just thought about how miserable it's been to watch them, and it's the New York Giants.
Oh,
like Herbie, the New York Giants are one of the saddest teams in football to watch. Like, I feel like every time I turn on a Giants game, I hear a violin playing in the fucking background.
It is. You can't. Like, that's a perfect way to explain. That's a perfect way to explain it, bro. You really can't feel it, dog.
It's sad, like, bro, like the way the Cowboys just toyed with these niggas, and this isn't the first. This is 2 times you let your division rival, your most hated division rival. This is 2 times you allow these niggas to spank you, mop you up and down. They got beat down. The Dolphins, Tua gave y'all a pick, sis. You still lose by double digits. Like, if you're a Giants fan, if you're a fan of football, watching Giants football makes it's tear inducing, Herbie. Like, the Giants are just a team. Like, at least the Patriots and like the Jets have a great defense. The Panthers, even though they have not been fun to watch, the intrigue behind Bryce Young, whether he is the guy, whether he's not the guy. We see how CJ Stroud looks, so he's getting those comparisons. He still gets some decent traction in the news. And then you look at the Patriots, who we've talked up and down. But Herbie, the Giants, in terms of the worst team to watch for me, like, when I have to watch a Giants game, Herbie, I think about what my other options are because I don't know how much. Like, I don't like shit that makes me sad, bro. And football shouldn't make me sad, especially when I don't care about the team. Their team is so hard to watch that I just feel bad watching them because it just looks like in most games they have no chance. That's just how it feels. They have no chance to win, and that's tough.
No, dude. Watching the Giants, and I can't even say I watch. I can't. Listen. When I say I don't watch these dudes, bro, I'm not watching these niggas, dog. This is the year where I've trained myself to say, I don't have to put myself through that, bro. Like, I don't. Just because it's football, why? Why should I just watch bad football or a bad offense? Like, in the 2000s, in the 2010s, right, the early 2010s, before the rules changes, right, I had no issues with low scoring games. I had no issues with chess matches, right? Like a Steelers Ravens game, Ray Lewis.
Those were some of the best games. Yeah. 100%.
It'll be 9-6, and it'll be riveting.
A classic, right? Yeah.
Because I understood that it was the defenses making the offense work for everything, right? A true chess match, and you understand that.
Right.
This is not that. This is incompetence, right? Like, and I just woke up one day, dog. Like, I'm just like, I'm not doing this, bro. Like, the Giants are. If an alien came and said, "What is the most popular sport in America?" Right? What is it? Right? And they had the misfortune of watching the Giants game, they would be stupefied as to why this is dominating American TVs, bro. Like, huh? The alien would be flabbergasted. So you're right. You're right. At least with the Jets, you could take something away from it, right? The Panthers, who are terrible, you could take something away from it because you could watch the development of a young team, right? There is absolutely nothing to take away from the Giants. There's nothing positive to take away from the Giants at all during the viewing experience, bro. So you might be right with that one, dog. And the last award, man, worst GM, bro. Who you got?
Oh, you mean worst coach?
No, we did worst coach. Oh, shit, you're right. My bad. Yeah, you're right. Worst coach, man. Yeah. The nominees again, bro. Bill Belichick, dog. This nigga going for a trifecta, dog. This nigga like Jamie Foxx at 24, bro.
Triple crown. Yeah,
Triple
he's going for
crown,
that. He's
dog.
going for that.
Bill Belichick for sure. Frank Reich, dog, man. But it's fucked up what they doing to Frank Reich. Dog. It's fucked up, man. What
It's
they
cold.
doing, but you gotta get some of this work, man. Matt Eberflus, man. Woo!
Matt Eberflus, man.
But there's nobody that's been a worse coach in not even this year. There has not been a worse coach in the past 15 years than this man right here, bro. His name is Josh McDaniels, bro. He is the worst coach ever. I'm not thinking about this year. He is legitimately, Rod, and I'm telling you this. Anybody who's listening, he is the worst coach of all time.
He got two chances, Herbie. That's the crazy part.
He has been fired in the middle of his second season coaching, not once, but twice. I repeat, he has been fired in the middle of his second year coaching twice.
Bro. Terrible.
They owe this man $60 million or some crazy number. I don't even know what it was, right? They sent him home. It's so bad. It got so bad in Las Vegas that they had to fire him. They had no choice. They had to eat that money. Mark Davis is not even worth $1 billion. He is. Hold on. What's up? Give me a second. He is relatively the brokest owner in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
He's not staying cranky, bro. He's not Walton. He's not David Tepper. You know what I'm saying? He can't eat money like that, bro. But it got that bad. And I feel no remorse for this nigga. Because you watch this nigga twice a year when he was the terrible coach for the Broncos, dog. You, above everybody, had intel on how bad he was, dog. And you hired this nigga?
Unbelievable. I don't know what he was thinking. Like,
right.
It's unbelievable, Herbie. And Herbie, you were right. Like Josh McDaniels is the epitome of someone who will never learn. Like, it's one thing in your first stint to be as bad as he was, but for you to go into your second stint and still pretty much be kind of the same guy
and be worse,
worse. Yes, you're right.
Not even as a coach, as a person. As a person.
Tom Brady effect. Tom Brady effect, dog. These niggas, Tom Brady's, his trickle down effect makes everybody whose success that he's helped, because they're all a part of it. In name only, bro, he has made Josh McDaniels look like such a good offensive coordinator. But if I remember correctly, Josh McDaniel, when he was the offensive coordinator for the Rams, what the fuck did they do? They didn't look that good,
bro.
They didn't do fucking anything. This man has never proved that outside of Tom Brady. Okay, Mac Jones' first year, Mac Jones looked okay. That's the best quarterbacking fucking job he's done. That's it. Outside of Tom Brady.
He is the worst. He's the worst coach of all time, in my opinion. Like,
terrible.
Joe Philbin. And the reason why is because of his arrogance, right? Like, he made people hate him. Like, people didn't hate Joe Philbin. Mm-hmm. They just didn't respect him.
People didn't hate Nathaniel Hackett. They didn't hate him. They just didn't respect him. That's all, yeah.
These people hated him, and they sucked. You can't have both.
Herbie, the man went to a Raiders team that when he went there had made the playoffs the year before, added Devontae Adams to Derek Carr and Hunter Renfrow, okay? And I think they even still had Darren Waller, even though he dealt with injuries, so it's kind of hard to include him. But Herbie, he took that team. This nigga, Herbie, he lost to a team. He lost to a Colts team that hired Jeff Saturday the day before. Herbie, how do you
That's the only game that Jeff Saturday won.
That's what I'm saying. How you let Jeff Saturday who's never even coached college football.
Never even coached high school football. Actually, I'll take that back. He had a losing record in high school football that Saturday.
He wasn't even a great high school coach. Let him come in his first NFL game and outcoach you and beat your team, dog. And Josh McDaniels has far more other embarrassing losses. That's just one. Bro, Davis was just tired of being embarrassed, Herbie. That Monday night game where they lost, I think they played the Lions, they were playing. Embarrassed, dog. Jimmy G embarrassed him, dog.
That tells you everything. That tells you everything you need to know about him, bro. Like, he got Jimmy G not because he truly believed in Jimmy G, but to prove a point.
To prove a point, exactly.
Everything about Josh
paid him at all
was to prove a point. Oh, everybody thinks Tim Tebow can't be a quarterback. I'll make him an All-Pro. You wasted a first-round pick on Tim Tebow to prove a point. You signed Jimmy G, who was on the downside of his career, coming off multiple injuries, and gave him a fat contract to prove a point. The worst coach.
Unbelievable, bro.
The worst coach, man. So
Easily.
yeah, man. All right, man. So let's go ahead and get the closing thoughts, bro, so we can get up out of here, dog. All right, man. So my closing thoughts, and I think there's gonna be a new segment for the show.
Got you.
My closing thoughts for this week, and it's about CJ Stroud, right? And it's about the luck that's involved when it comes to the draft, because there are two franchises who are forever going to be linked together. Now, the Carolina Panthers and the Houston Texans.
Yes, sir.
And one ownership group got it right. One ownership group got it wrong. One coaching staff got it right. One coaching staff got it wrong. The coaching staff that got it wrong is going to benefit for having C.J. Stroud for the next 15 years. And they got it wrong. The coaching staff that got it right is going to be a laughingstock and will never get jobs as head coaches again. It's so cruel. The NFL is a cruel, cruel, cruel place.
Absolutely, bro.
Frank Reich and Josh McCown, the head coach and the quarterback's coach of the Carolina Panthers, respectfully, they identified that C.J. Stroud was the best quarterback of the draft. They identified that he had the potential to be a star. They did everything right. At one point in time, C.J. Stroud was the betting favorite to go number one to the Carolina Panthers when they made that trade. Then David Tepper, the owner of the Carolina Panthers, got involved, stuck his nose in the business because he wanted Bryce Young. The Houston Texans coaching staff liked C.J. Stroud. They didn't love him. They wanted Will Anderson. And ownership basically forced them to draft C.J. Stroud. But as a olive branch, ownership okayed the draft trade for them to come back up to get Will Anderson at 3, where they traded multiple first-round picks to do so.
Right.
The coaching staff wanted to take Will Anderson and were okay if they missed out on C.J. Stroud because that's who they wanted first. Two different ownership groups, two life-altering decisions, bro.
Unbelievable. It's crazy how that plays out. Crazy, man. It's
DeMeco Ryans and everybody in the coaching staff gets to fucking twerk it up and throw some dick around, and shake their ass for C.J. Stroud, and pretend that they got it right and we knew this, that, and the third. No. If you had your way, he wouldn't be on your team possibly, dog.
Talk about lucking into a franchise quarterback, dog. That's unbelievable.
The reality of the situation. That's just the NFL is about luck. Like, we could bloviate, we could spend hours dissecting this shit, but you end up in a situation where Mitch Trubisky is a 2nd overall pick and fucking Patrick Mahomes is a 10th overall pick, dog. The two people that truly believed in Patrick Mahomes was two actual good quarterbacks of good coaches when it comes to understanding quarterbacking. Andy Reid and Andy Reid and Sean Payton. Those are the two. Those are the two teams in the first round that wanted Patrick Mahomes.
And the Chiefs made sure to trade up to get him.
The Chiefs came from 27th all the way to 10 to get him because
Yep.
the fucking New Orleans Saints had the 11th pick.
They knew. They said we want our guy, and boy, that changed their franchise forever. It changes Andy Reid, who was already one of the greatest offensive minds ever. It changed his
Kyle
legacy forever.
Shanahan, instead of drafting Patrick Mahomes, traded back. He got Solomon Thomas. Solomon Thomas didn't even make the team. Was only on for 2 years. It's all about luck, man.
Yeah.
Like, these guys just get lucky, but this one in particular, because of how ironic, how it was literally an inverse of what happened. Ownership wanting one person, coaching staff wanting one person. Ownership wanting one person, coaching staff wanting one person.
Right.
Back to back. It's just I can't even fathom this, though. Like
You can't make it up. You can't make that shit.
You can't make it up, bro.
You can't make it up, bro.
Literally, one ownership group got it right, one ownership group got it wrong. I want to be here and say ownership meddles and fucks shit up, but this is an example of ownership meddling and getting it right. So there's no right or wrong to this, bro. It's just luck. It's just, hey, does it work out? Like, I can't blame anybody for taking Bryce Young, right? I don't want to use hindsight. Of course we could say CJ Stroud should have been the obvious number one pick. CJ Stroud was not the consistent number one pick.
He was not.
Bryce Young was, bro. You had a couple of people that said, yeah, I would take CJ Stroud because he's bigger. But if Bryce Young was as big as CJ Stroud, I would prefer to have Bryce Young because I prefer his skill set.
His playmaking ability, yeah. Right.
But for the large majority, Bryce Young was the consensus pick. And because Bryce Young was the consensus pick, David Tepper got involved and said, I want the consensus pick. I would rather have that person and be wrong than have that person and be wrong. My ego got the best of me.
I would rather not listen to my people who actually study and know the game and just go with the popular opinion because, we could all go wrong. Like, damn, that's crazy, man.
And when ownership gets it wrong, and this is the point I also want to point out too. When ownership gets it wrong, they don't take accountability for it. David Tepper, in his mind, will never admit that he got it wrong. All he's going to say is, you guys didn't know how to make him good. It's your fault.
Right.
I know I did the right thing. I know I got it right. David Tepper would never admit that he completely screwed his franchise for the next 15 years. He can't.
Well, you know what, Herbie? The only thing I'll say to that is, number one, it will always. I don't know if the jury's out on Bryce Young, right? Like, the Panthers could possibly turn it around, and I only say this because the Dolphins were in a similar situation. Like, there are still people, and now that the conversation's different now. Tua has talked his way into the conversation, but there's still a lot of people who would choose Herbert over Tua, just off of just certain physical traits, whatever you want to go. But what I would say to Panthers fans who might be on the ledge watching CJ Stroud go for 5 touchdowns and 470 as a rookie, Bryce Young has a long way to go before he can match up with that, but it's not the end of the road. But if I am a Panthers fan, I'm feeling kind of sick because you're seeing the results right away with CJ, and you might see him with Bryce, but that's the problem, Herbie. You might. That's what you have to wait on.
And,
like with Tua, we were hoping we might see what he would be in Alabama. We're seeing it, but Herbie, that's not everybody. That doesn't happen. Like, Tua is literally like a one-of-one for his situation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And look what had to happen for his situation, right? You had a MVP quality caliber wide receiver. Mm-hmm. You have a genius head coach. Mm-hmm. And you had your natural gifts, which is, quick processing, incredible release,
accuracy, anticipation,
right?
Yep.
Those things were always there, though. You know what I'm saying?
They
like,
always,
say what, and I always, and to your point, right? People would say what you want about Tua. Tua still had a winning record as a starter.
Yeah.
Before Mike McDaniels got there, bro.
Yeah.
They were always
the dude
there.
For his career. He has 50 plus touchdowns in the red zone to 4 picks for his career. He was always efficient in certain categories. You're right. 100%.
So yeah. Trust me, I get what you're trying to say because you've seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show that one decision can be completely altering, for better or for worse. And that's gonna be my closing thoughts, man. Any last things, my boy?
I'll keep my closing thoughts pretty brief because we've pretty much touched on a lot of stuff this week. The only closing thought I have right now, Herbie, is that for the first time in a long time at this point in the season, I can't tell you who the MVP is. Like, they have odds for Lamar and for Patrick Mahomes and for Tua and for Jalen Hurts and all these guys. And you can make a case for a lot of guys. You can make a case for non-quarterbacks. But if you were to ask me my honest MVP choice right now, I would tell you nobody.
Yeah,
I
nobody
don't
deserves
feel
it.
like nobody's the MVP.
Somebody's gonna win it because somebody has to, because they have to get the award. But nobody deserves that shit this year, bro. Like,
yeah. So far,
the best
there's
argument
nobody
that somebody has, in my opinion, is AJ Brown, right? But a wide receiver is never gonna get it. So, like,
him and Tyreek, right? Like those two. Yeah.
And the only reason I give it to AJ Brown is because they have a better record, right?
Yeah, 100. I agree. AJ Brown, you could argue he's been better than Tyreek. You could like if you look at the film,
which is insane.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could argue.
So yeah, nobody deserves it, bro. Like this is one of those years where somebody has to win it, and like that's crazy. That this is like we're at the somebody has to win the MVP
The funny
award.
thing is, Herbie, last season, when we were at this point last year, I said Tua was the MVP, but part of that was we had beaten two good teams up until that point. If we would have a quality win, Herbie, I might have just given him the edge again. But him and Tyreek, which is why I also wouldn't give it to Tyreek either, because they're both equally responsible. We have no quality wins, Herbie, and no matter how unfair some of our fans think that narrative is, it's real. We just haven't won yet. I'm not saying we can't beat them. I'm confident we're going to be good going into the rest of the season. But as of right now, if you're telling me right now who deserves the midseason MVP, Mahomes has been more mid than usual. Josh Allen has actually been really good, but the Bills can't score, which is hilarious, bro. Like, they literally have the best offense that can't score, Herbie. It's ridiculous.
That's
like,
pretty funny.
You know what I'm saying? So Joe Burrow had the slow start to the season, and he just lost to a rookie.
As he always does.
You know what I mean? So
per usual.
But right now, Herbie, I don't see an MVP, but hopefully, we see somebody kind of, separate themselves from the pack, because this is a wide pack. There's a bunch of different guys you can name, but it's going to be a while before we see who's really going to separate themselves.
Yeah, facts, man. All right, with that, man, we're going to go ahead and check out, man. We're going to see y'all next week, man. Appreciate it, bro.
Deuces. Appreciate y'all.
Out.